another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my morning routine. I'm coming to you with my coffee. It is Monday morning and I tried to film this outside but it actually got way too hot so I moved inside. So here we are. I'm also not wearing any makeup today because I left my makeup bag somewhere this weekend and so I have no makeup. So that is why I look a little bit zombie-like, but it's okay. If you are new here, my name is Laura. I live in a trailer. I'm a dancer. I'm a dance teacher and I am really passionate about all things intentional and simple living. So if you are interested in any of those things, please stick around for more. Today I want to talk about a morning routine. So as you guys know, I bullet journal, and in the very front of my bullet journal, I actually wrote down routines. And so I haven't finished writing them all in, even though this is like 4 months old. I have one here that's my morning routine. And so this is kind of just so I know I have a morning routine written down. And every single day, it's a little bit different. Some days I wake up and I do like my 20-step morning routine, super in depth. And then some days it's like I have 30 minutes and I do the bare minimum. I will say my non-negotiables are obviously like freshen up in the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, read my Bible. That is a non-negotiable. No matter what I am doing, even if I can only read like a couple verses of a Psalms, that is my priority. And then breakfast. That's another huge priority. So obviously there are days when not all of these things happen and that's okay. And then some days are busier than others. This is just kind of what I would do on a Monday morning reset, you know, sit down, plan out my week, that sort of thing. So I like to start off my week slow. This last year, I actually work at a co-op place. And so every single Monday morning, I would wake up and I would have very, very little time. And I would actually have to go to work from like 9 to 1. Not very long, but long enough. And then I would have to come home and basically have lunch, do my laundry, and go dance for like 6 hours. So Mondays were very stressful this last year. This upcoming year, I am prioritizing having Monday mornings at home, at least just like 2 hours where I don't have anything planned so that I can sit down, use my planner. I can make sure I have like meals for the week, all that sort of stuff. This is like my ideal Monday morning. So this morning I woke up at 7 and went back to bed and woke up at 8. Not too bad. I washed my face. I have this cleanser that I really like. It's actually a pretty cheap one that I got from HEB. It's my fill-in cleanser because I normally buy all my products from Young Living, but because it's an online service, I didn't actually have time to wait for the next month to come around, so I went to the store and I just bought a generic one. But it's actually pretty good. And then I just keep my skincare very simple. I cleanse my face, I moisturize. I have some under eye cream just because I have really bad dark circles. Took my supplements, brush my hair, normally put it into a braid in the morning just to keep it safe. And that's pretty much all I do in the bathroom. This morning I was not feeling particularly hungry, so I just had a piece of toast and then I sat down to have my coffee. I really love being in the camper because there are windows like everywhere. And so while I just sit in the morning, I can quite literally hear the birds chippering outside and then I just watch the sunlight come in and it's honestly really, really nice. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. Some days I switch up what I do first. Some days I do journaling and Bible first. Some days I stretch first. Just kind of depends what I'm feeling. This morning I was really, really tight in my neck and my shoulder area. So I went ahead and stretched before I sat down to read because I knew if I did start to read, I would get really uncomfortable. Stretching is something that I absolutely love to do. I actually started out doing my Instagram as like a stretching Instagram and contortion because I used to be a contortionist. I did it for about 2 years and I loved it and I was freakishly flexible. Now stretching turned into more of a therapeutic thing for me instead of training contortion. And the first thing in the mornings, as you may know, because you wake up every day if you're a human, your body feels really, really tight in the morning. And so I would never suggest. Side note, I'm also a certified stretch coach, so I do coach people stretching. So what I am saying actually is credited. So in the mornings, it's best to stick to dynamic stretching, which means you're moving. I am very passionate about dynamic versus static stretching and what their purposes are because they're both great. They just have different purposes. Every morning, I'll normally do these things called inchworms where I just like roll all the way down and then roll all the way up. I do my cat-cows. I do some forward folds. Then I just kind of like stretch out my neck. I also have a foam roller. This is my foam roller. I love it. It is gorgeous. Like the inside, I don't know if you can see it, but the inside's green and the outside is like this paper mache type thing. And it has this grid on it, which helps massage your back out. So this is really great for dancers or for athletes or anyone like that. It was about $30 on Amazon. It's linked in my Amazon storefront if you want this specific one. It's also made out of recyclable materials, which is a little touch. So I use the roller most days on my back and neck especially because it helps keep everything nice and loose. All right, so after I stretched, I went ahead and sat down and I was reading my 1-year Bible. 1-year Bible has been quite literally the only thing I have ever used that has helped reading the Bible consistent for me. They have several translations. It's wonderful. They have devotionals that can go along with this. I also have that on my Kindle, but this was actually a Valentine's Day gift from my boyfriend and I got it last February. It has like changed my life because, you know, you wake up, you're like, okay, I need to read my Bible, but I don't really know what to read. So you kind of just sit there and then like maybe read like a Psalms or like something from the New Testament and you're like, okay, you don't have a plan. And and so it takes thought, and so then you can do Bible plans, and I just always end up not doing those. So this has made it to where I have an actual habit of reading my Bible every day, because I open it up to May 22nd and it has a New Testament scripture, an Old Testament scripture, a Psalms, and a proverb. And it's all right here on one page. Well, it's several pages, but so it's all under May 22nd. So that way every single year I have something to read every single day, no matter what. Now sometimes I do break off from that and I do like a Bible study or something more specific, or a Bible plan. I use the Bible app a lot. Something like that, and that's great, but this keeps it to where I don't have lazy days. I also have it on my Kindle, so I always have my Bible with me when I'm traveling, and it's like, what, an hour. So after 1 Year Bible, I sit down and I journal. My goal is just like a page a day. If I write down a couple of words, a couple of thoughts, like a prayer or two, then that's a page and that's the day. Some days I do more, some days I do less. Next, I did some reading. I'm reading a book by Tim Keller, which I'm really enjoying. And then I think that's all I did while I was sitting there. Then after I did my morning quiet time, I moved over to my desk where I did my weekly planning. I do pretty much bullet journal every week unless there's some like thing crazy going on. What I will normally do is at the beginning of the week, I will go to my monthly planner. I'll check my monthly to-do list. I check what I have this week, and then I write it over into a weekly spread. So this is the layout I've been using for a couple of weeks and I really like it. On this side, I have my to-do list, and then here I have just a monthly calendar, and then each day has its own little box, and then on this side, I have my content calendar. I just sit down and I write out this layout. It only takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. It's something that I enjoy to do. Bullet journaling is not for everyone, but it is definitely what I like to do in this season of my life. I planned out what I had to do today. I make sure I know what time I have to leave the house because I have rehearsals later, and then I also plan out what time I have to get ready, because otherwise if I don't do that, I will just think about it every single time. You're like, okay, I have to be there at this, I have to leave it here, and then I have to get ready at here. So I just do all that first thing in the morning, and then I make little bullet points of what I need to do today. So after I sat down to plan, I decided to get some work done, so I did my dishes in my adorable little dishwasher. Okay, if you saw my camper tour, I talked about my mini dishwasher which my boyfriend got me, and it is actually really helpful. I hand washed my dishes for a few months when I first started living in here, but I really like using the dishwasher. So I do have to fill it up manually, and then it drains into a bucket in the back, so that's a little bit of a pain, but it's much better than having to wash everything by hand. Now I have to tackle the laundry. I try to do the laundry on the first of every month. No, oh my goodness. On the first day of the week, that's when I try to do my laundry. So things just kind of build up over the week, and then I just wash it all on Monday. One thing about living in the trailer is that I don't have a washer, so I have to walk over to my sister's to do my laundry. So let's go do laundry. That's what works for me, and then I fold it all, hopefully in the evening. I am also a dancer, so working out is not a part of my morning routine. I know a lot of people do that, but like I dance all evening, so I don't really want to work out in the mornings as well, otherwise I'll be too tired. Oh, and then I think I also went for a walk at some point. I do like going on walks, so sometimes I do go on a walk in the morning. Depends how I feel though. So when you're creating a morning routine, keep it really simple and intentional. If you make like a 20-step morning routine that takes you like 3 hours to complete, you're most likely not going to do it very often. So I have my ideal morning routine is about 1 hour and 15 to 1.5 hours, but my like shortened morning routine is like 30 minutes, and both of them work for me. Some days I get to do a longer one, some days I don't. So just try to keep something that the basis of it can be pretty short, unless you have time some days to like expand it more. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to get ready for the day, to plan out my week, and just to get a couple of tips when creating a morning routine. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and if you have any questions or tips, what do you do every single morning? What's your non-negotiable? I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, go check out my other videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye!